Today we're doing a yoga flow for balance and basic strengthening. We're going to start off on our knees and take some nice deep breaths in, and then start to roll the shoulders backwards, up towards the ears and all the way back. And then take your neck and roll it forward and to the side and all the way back, just making a circle with the neck. And again, and just feel what feels good. Now we're going to take another deep breath and lift our arms up to the sky and reaching forwards into our child's pose. So drop the chest, extend the arms and head to the floor. If this is too much, you can come onto all fours and just drop through the chest. Take a nice deep breath, and then we're coming up into all fours. And from here, we're going to drop the belly down, looking up to the sky with the head, stick your bum out, and then curl up the other way into our cat-cow. And in your own time, just going through the cat into the cow position. Dropping the belly down, looking up to the sky. And then rounding out the back into that cow. And then coming back to the center. We're going to tuck our toes under. And we're going to go up into our plank. Weight over those hands. Nice and tight through the body. Really squeeze through the legs and through the tummy muscles. Now we're going to put our knees down and we're going to do a small press up all the way to the floor, and we're going to lift up, arch the back into a cobra, coming back down all the way flat, and again into a cobra, a bit bigger this time. And relaxing down, and again, big push up. And if you can, straighten those legs, lift the hips up into the up dog position. Then transition back into down dog. So just take your time and walk this out. You might not be able to get the heels down straight away. So just leaning to one side, shaking the legs out a little bit. Taking time to stretch the shoulders out, trying to get your chest to the floor with your elbows extended. And you're going to roll forward into plank, and then a press up, and then into upward facing dog. Really squeeze through the back. And then rolling back into down dog. Now we're just going to roll forward again into plank, and then just come down and upward facing dog. And down facing dog. Now this time we're just going to come into plank, and then we're going to press back into down dog. So you're just rolling through the spine into plank and then into down dog. Rolling forwards and hold the plank. Pressing down and up into upward facing dog. And then pushing back into downwards facing dog. Lift the right leg and place it in between your hands, left knee on the floor, low lunge. Feel that stretch in the hips. Keep the left toes tucked underneath. Really feel that stretch. Reaching the arms up to the sky. Breathe. And down. And again, reaching the arms up to the sky. And then in a second, lifting that back knee off the floor. Keeping the toes tucked under and the right leg bent. High lunge. Lower the hands down if you want to. Breathe. Lift the arms up. Place the left heel on the floor. Turn that foot outwards and arms down into your warrior 2 position. Square off the hips. Extend the right knee, lift the arms up to the ceiling and down, and breathe, and on your in-breath, lifting the arms up, and on the out-breath down. So you can go a bit lower. Lifting up and down. And final time, lift the arms up and down. Transfer your weight onto that right foot, step to the top of the mat, keep that left foot elevated off the floor. Hold the balance on the right foot. Extend the left leg backwards, tipping the body forwards. Straighten that left knee if you can, and keep the balance. If you need to put your hands on the floor at this stage, that's fine. If you can, take them into your chest or down by your sides. Keep that balance. Focus on a point on the floor. Breathe. Hold it. Coming back to upright. Keep that left leg elevated. Hold it there. Left leg down. Reaching the arms up to the ceiling and diving down into a forwards fold. Really stretching those hamstrings. Halfway, so straighten the back. Fingertips down. And fold again. And halfway. And reaching up to the sky. Breathe and diving back down. And one more time, reaching up and diving back down. Hands on the floor, step back into plank. Hold. And press down and chest to the floor, lifting up into upward facing dog and then pushing back into down dog. Breathe. Hold it there. Here's your rest period. Rolling forward into plank and press up, upward facing dog and pushing back into downward facing dog. Okay, time to do it on the left side. So lift that left leg and place it in between your 2 hands. Drop the right knee to the floor. Low lunge. Lifting the arms up and down. And then one more time, lifting the arms up Make sure those right toes are tucked under and lift that back knee off the floor into your high lunge. Hold it there. Breathe. Focus on the balance. Place the right heel on the floor and turn that foot outwards. And bend that front knee. Warrior two. Big breath in. Hold it there. Extending the left knee, arms up to the sky and down. And again, lifting up on the up breath and down as you exhale. And arms up to the sky as you inhale and down as you exhale. Hold it there. Transfer that weight onto your left foot, lifting that right foot high, get the balance. Start to tip forward, extend that back leg, extend the right knee, hands on the floor if you need to. Point those toes. If you can, lift your hands off the floor and balance. Or if you can, place them beside you. Watch that balance. Really focus. Couple more breaths in this position. Hold it there. Start to come back down. Keep that right leg off the floor. Bring your body upright. Keep that balance. And then place the foot down. Arms up to the sky, diving forwards. Halfway. And reaching up to the sky, rolling up all the way up. And diving forwards. Halfway. And rolling up again. And diving forwards. Transfer your weight to your right foot. Lift that left foot. Arms up to the sky. And you're going to cross your right arm under your left arm. And if you can, interlace the wrists as well. And cross that left leg over right. If you can cross the ankles too, great. Hold it there. This is your eagle posture. Everything is crossed. Really try and focus on that balance. Deep breaths. If you can't cross your ankles and wrists, just cross your elbows and knees. That's fine. Hold that balance. We're almost there. One more deep breath in. And out. Uncross the legs, uncross the arms, reaching up to the sky, and folding all the way down, hands to the floor, and then stepping back into your plank. Let's have our flow. So press up, upward facing dog, and then pushing back into downward facing dog. Here's your rest. Breathe. Walk out your down dog if you need to. And then let's have our flow one more time. So bring it forwards into the plank and press up, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Walking your feet forwards. This time we're going to roll up to standing. And we're going to stand on our left leg. Weight on your left leg, lifting the right, arms up. This time, left arm goes under the right, and your right leg crossing over the left. Eagle posture on the left leg. Hold it there. Breathe. Balance. Hold it there. Couple more breaths. Almost there. Keep going. So when you're ready, uncross the legs, uncross the arms, keep that balance, keep that right leg lifted, and dive it down. Fold halfway. And reach it up. And one more time, diving down halfway and stepping back into plank. Let's have our flow. Press up into upward facing dog and then pushing back into downward facing dog. Let's have our flow one more time. Plank, press up, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Okay, this time you're going to reach your right leg up and you're going to place it towards your left hand. So you're reaching across the mat. You're going to aim for your right knee to be next to your right hand. This is our pigeon posture. So you should feel a deep stretch in your right glutes, in your bum muscles, all up the side of that thigh. If you can get in this position, see if you can lower yourself onto your forearms, and if that's easy, bring it all the way down so you're really leaning across that leg. If this position's too hard, you can put a pillow or something under your right hip just to make the stretch less intense. But we're going to hold it here, we're going to breathe deeply, really feel that glute muscle, feel the stretch sensation. Try and let it release. Breathing into that glute as you feel the stretch. And then when we're ready, bringing it back up. Sit up if you're in the deep stretch. Tuck those left toes under. Bring it back into plank. And then let's have you press up. And your flow, upward facing dog into downward facing dog. Left leg this time. So the left foot aims for the right hand, left knee aims for the left hand. And if that's comfortable for you, leaning forwards, really feel the stretch this time in the left glute. And again, if that's too difficult for you today, you can sit up, stick a pillow under your left hip, or a yoga block if you have one, just to decrease the intensity of that stretch. Really breathe deeply into that glute. Feel that muscle relaxing. One more breath. And then release. Come and sit up. Tuck the right toes back into plank. And you press up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Hold it here, breathe. And come and sit. Upwards, upright, Legs out in front of you and slowly roll down through the spine into lying. And we're just going to hold it here for our final posture, our Shavasana, our rest and relaxation. Close the eyes and take some deep breaths all the way into the belly and all the way out. And taking deep breaths again all the way down. Really feel your belly extend and out. This is your time. The only thing you should be thinking about is being present in this moment. Taking your deep breaths. Thinking about what you've just done, what was challenging, and that you couldn't do that yesterday. One more deep breath. And when we're ready, we're going to take some small movements to the fingers and the toes. Lifting the arms overhead. Stretch as far as you can. Really reach. Deep breath in. And then we're going to come rolling onto one side into our fetal position. And taking one hand and pushing yourself upright into your seated position. If you can cross your legs, fine. If you can't cross your legs, the legs straight out in front is fine too. So let's just have some final shoulder rolls and deep breaths. And final neck circles just to relax, release all that tension that gets built up. Well done.